What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. You don't like it, you can have that seatbelt.
Well, Nintendo just made a huge mistake. But before we get things started here, we're still on the road to 20,000 subscribers. If you're into Nintendo Switch 2 content and you're not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section, and if you like the video, go ahead and hit the like. So yeah, Nintendo made a misstep this morning. So as you guys know, Donkey Kong Bonanza comes out this Thursday, highly anticipating Nintendo Switch 2 game, and it was unearthed by Nintendo themselves that, like Mario Kart World, this game started its development originally on the original Nintendo Switch, right? And honestly, that's not that big of a deal, especially when you consider when it switched over to Switch 2, which they kind of hint at was around the same time as Mario Kart World, which would have been a long time ago, right? Well, Nintendo took it further this morning and decided to show kind of a concept comparison between Donkey Kong Bonanza running on the Nintendo Switch and running on the Nintendo Switch 2. And I feel this was a mistake because people that don't understand what they were supposed to be showing you here are taking it completely the wrong way. So this, according to Nintendo, is a comparison showing a graphics assessment for development on Nintendo Switch and a graphics assessment for development on Nintendo Switch 2. So the key thing that people are missing here is that it says graphic assessment. They're not telling you this is how the Nintendo Switch version looked. They're giving you an estimate on how they think it could have looked. And the reason they're saying could have is because the game was never in a near final build on the Nintendo Switch. They switched to Switch 2 for development way back in like 2020 or 2019, around there. So it's been in development for the Nintendo Switch 2 for a very long time, similar to Mario Kart World. And the reason why they switched to Nintendo Switch 2 is because the current ideas and ambitions for the title could not be met on the original Nintendo Switch. When it came to Mario Kart World, it could not handle the vast environments and the big, the world, the attached world that Mario Kart World was running, especially at that target frame rate and at that target visual quality. So they moved it over to Switch 2. And with Donkey Kong Bonanza, similar things, except they moved it to the Switch 2 to take greater advantage of the destructible environments using voxel technology. Now, they posted this picture, and people online are already saying, oh, well, you mean I could have had this game for my regular Switch? Nintendo just greedy. They just ported this as a Switch 2 exclusive just to get $450 off me. And they really shouldn't have posted this picture because, one, this is not how the game looked on Switch. This is an approximation of how a final Switch game could have looked. But the problem with this picture is it doesn't show the main reason why it went to the Nintendo Switch 2 in the first place. It's not showing any of the destructible environments. This picture is just showing the same thing going on in both versions with better lighting and more bushes and more grass and stuff in the Switch 2 version. So this was a very terrible comparison for Nintendo to put out. I have no idea what went through their minds when they decided to release this and thought this was a good idea, but it absolutely was not. because most of the intended audience was not going to take it the right way at all. So this was a misstep by Nintendo. Like, this is really just fuel for Nintendo haters to use. Oh, man, ripping you out, because they're gonna believe that that's actually how the game was gonna look on the Nintendo Switch, and it was never even to that final form to even look like that on the Switch. They switched development to Switch 2 over 5 years ago. That picture is not showing you how it looked on the Switch at all. But, people are going to run with this image. The Nintendo haters are going to run with this image, and they're going to be using this for a very long time. And that was a big misstep by Nintendo. I hope that this doesn't cause people to not be interested in this game anymore for whatever reason. Seeing a lot of people like, oh man, so none of these games are real Switch 2 games from Nintendo. It's like, if you guys realize just how many games started on other consoles before coming to your new systems, your minds would be blown, especially Nintendo games. Like, it takes a very long time to make these games. So if you're waiting, usually these games that are designed strictly, started on and designed strictly with these systems in mind, they usually come out towards the end of the generation. Like when I'm talking about first party titles, and this is on all consoles. The only games really that start from start to finish, designed strictly around that current hardware, that come out in a decent amount of time, are third-party titles, because they don't take as long to develop a game. A lot of times because they have way bigger teams working. They have like Ubisoft and EA and all these people. They have like 10 teams working on one game just to get it out in 3 years. So when it comes to first-party games, a lot of these games, most of these games started development, especially if you're going with the first half or so of a console's life. The large majority of those games would have started development technically on the system before it. And that honestly doesn't really mean anything. Like, you can even go back to the GameCube. You know how many GameCube games started on the N64? And they went to GameCube and they looked nothing like the N64 version, or nothing like the N64 version would have looked. I mean, there's a lot of those games that went from the N64 to GameCube ended up still being some of the best looking games on the GameCube. So it really doesn't mean that much. Now, Donkey Kong Bonanza has its fair share of some ugly textures here and there, but I think that comes more down to Nintendo trying to keep the file size down really than anything. Like, I think that a lot of these Nintendo games, no matter what, some of these textures are going to be lower res, because they do that to keep the frame rate high and to also keep these games these file sizes of these games low. You guys always wonder, well, how do they keep these game sizes so small? It's amazing. It's because they put a lot of these textures are very low resolution. Like, it's pretty obvious, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. I still think this was a huge mistake doing this. But yeah. Anyway, make sure you buy the game this Thursday.